Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic. I'm going to be talking about something called trauma blocking, or the instances where you are avoiding pain. So, the thing is, when we experience a traumatic or a painful event, our natural human instinct is to forget about it so as to protect ourselves from those painful memories. These painful memories are what are associated with that painful event. This is because the emotional toll carried by such an event, by such a painful event, can be so overwhelming to the point that you may choose to avoid anything that reminds you of that traumatic event. That anything can be any smell, any sight, as long as it's anything that reminds you of that traumatic event. So the thing we mostly do is we can pick up some distractions just to redirect our focus from that memory of that painful experience. It's where when you think about the experience, you feel pain, so you choose to think about something else. And this avoidance behavior is what's mostly called trauma blocking. So, what is this trauma blocking exactly? So, trauma blocking is more of a coping mechanism or an avoidance mechanism that the brain employs to keep you safe from the overwhelming feelings of stress and trauma. And the thing is, when you are overloaded with painful sensations or painful feelings, your brain, or we can say your mind, will go into this shutdown mode, especially when it feels that it cannot effectively process those emotions at the moment that traumatic experience is occurring. So let's say when you are undergoing a traumatic experience, when the mind feels that it cannot process that thing in the present moment, it may shut down her brain, so as to prevent you from feeling further pain. So it shut down temporarily, shut down in quotes, of course, so as to prevent you from feeling that pain. And the thing is, when you bury your traumatic memories, it can be, of course, easy to cruise through life, and we may even adopt some behaviors or some avoidance behaviors that will help us soothe the pain. And some of these behaviors may be, of course, unhealthy for you, while some other behaviors you may adopt may look like they are doing no harm to you. And I'm going to be sharing with you some of these behaviors which help us block the trauma, or which go along trauma blocking. And the thing about these behaviors is they bring about a certain feeling of relaxation, and you might think that you are free from pain. The more you indulge in these behaviors, you might think that you are feeling really okay, but the thing is, you're just blocking the pain behind the scenes. And some of the habits may include something like binge eating. You may indulge yourself with a lot of junk food, or binge watching. Let's say you may binge watch Game of Thrones or just something else, or mindlessly scrolling social media. Like you can become a keyboard warrior in Facebook groups and online forums. For example, you might find yourself in Facebook groups just talking about narcissism, or forums where you just giving advice, but you're just blocking your pain. The other thing is you may find yourself staying in a bad relationship because it seems better than being alone, because being alone will be painful. And the most common one actually is keeping yourself busy and overworking. You work a lot of hours, because the moment you stop working, you will start thinking about that traumatic memory. The other one, which is so hideous, is of course excessively working out. So you work out so much, because the moment you stop working out, that painful memory will come back. So is trauma blocking a healthy coping mechanism? Yeah, trauma blocking in itself may look okay in the short term, because of course it provides an immediate gratification and temporary relief from those painful feelings and sensations. So it protects you from feeling that emotional pain, and at the same time, it's offering you some pleasurable moments to enjoy, or some pleasure to enjoy. For example, that marathon of Game of Thrones, it's so enjoyable, right? Or that slice of pizza, it's so enjoyable, right? Or that bottle of beer. This is now when we're talking about these unhealthy compulsive behaviors. Of course, it's so enjoyable to do all those things, But the danger of these things is when you indulge in those things for a longer period of time, it's so obvious that if you drink too much, if you binge eat, or if you sit down watching those movies for a long period of time, of course it will ruin your physical health. Of course it will ruin your mental health. And the dangers are so visible. I know you might be asking yourself now, then what's the problem with overworking or hitting the gym so hard? Because it looks like a healthy avoidance behavior. The thing is, it may look like a healthy avoidance behavior and it may look very okay, but you are also blocking your attempt to completely release and process the pain. And the thing about avoidance of those feelings is avoidance takes a huge toll and effort in your life because you have to press it down. And the more you avoid them, the more you're actually giving them strength. When you avoid something, it means that it's taking your focus. You have to focus on it. So you'll be focusing like too much energy on those avoidance behaviors because the moment you don't have those avoidance behaviors, you will feel that you will not survive. So those avoidance behaviors are now becoming your survival tools. And something about us humans is we always strive to survive. So you are channeling most of your life energy dealing with the pain or dealing with not dealing with the pain, dealing with avoiding the pain. So this means that you'll not be able, of course, to build meaningful connections in life. Another thing is when you avoid dealing with your traumas or your painful experiences, of course, it will lead to a higher risk of developing mental health issues like, of course, anxiety, depression, or even PTSD, post traumatic stress. That's what really happens when you avoid those things. They're just there deep within you. So, how do you really deal with trauma blocking? We first have to understand that nothing good will come with avoiding the pain or blocking the pain. And the only way is dealing with the pain. That's where the solution is. Of course, the distractions and those avoidance strategies will just, in a way, postpone the problem. Because you are avoiding, but the problem is still there. And it will even prevent you from living life more presently because you'll be so much engaged in avoiding the pain. So, going inwards and dealing with the root cause of the problem will free you from those attempts to deal with the symptoms. Because when you avoid pain, you are dealing with the symptoms. But when you face the pain, you are going to the root cause. And the thing about healing is it will, of course, be uncomfortable. Even when my clients come to me the first time, of course, it's uncomfortable. But when you process those traumatic memories, you will find some sense of bliss and inner peace which you've never felt before. It's like, I normally give this example, it's like dropping unnecessary weight which you've been carrying with you for a very, very long time. So, that unprocessed pain you are blocking is that unnecessary weight which is limiting you from living a life of freedom. So, when you're ready to explore and process that pain, or when you are ready to drop that baggage, of course, you can always reach out by booking a free breakthrough call with me by clicking the link in the description. So, as long as you're committed in this journey, there is always a better solution to release that baggage instead of blocking it. Blocking it is too much work and it's limiting you from living that happy life you deserve. Have a lovely day, guys. And if you find this informative, feel free to share, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, see ya.